I'm joined by Coach Guys after that map number 1. Very close between the two. And guys, the question that I have for you is only having a couple days to prepare and knowing that this is a rematch, how was the preparation to come strong once again against T1?
Sen de.
Yani herhangi bir değişiklik yapmadık. Özel olarak onları da çalışmadık. Yani map havuzlarımız ortak. O yüzden de ekstra bir çalışmaya gerek yok. Kim daha iyiyse o kazanacak.
We didn't do any additional preparation. We know what they do, we know what we do. We didn't do anything specific. We share the same map pool, we share the same maps. So whoever is better will win today.
All right, thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you.
That is the look of a coach who nearly got a comeback done. It was a fake comeback from T1, not quite a real one. I'm joined by Mimi and Valorant once again. But Mimi, FUT, they do close out in the end, and what an important map for them to close out.
But if you asked me without the translation to tell you the context of that interview, I would have told you it's a team who just lost map 1. Because honestly, that slipped so far away from FUT. But credit to T1 for pulling it back, because from the first half looking honestly tragic to that second one, I think playing their comp really well, finding a lot of success in their own retakes. It was impressive for them to get it that close, but it is a fake comeback. We're in NA, of course it is.
Yeah, I mean, as Gaia said that they know what they do and they know what T1 do. I think T1 would have felt the same way. And Val, I know you got a telly for us because we saw the tendency that Gaius was talking about.
Yeah, I do have a telestrator. It's round 16. It's actually a thrifty, and for such a close game, this thrifty actually might have been a lifesaver for FUT. And I want to point out here that they are just triple contacting into U-Haul. And what they're trying to set up is a backside fight with the KO. Very creative comp with the KO pop flashes, and it kind of catch T1 off guard, and around that they need to catch T1 off guard. And here you see Cracks holding this pop flash, lets it go, pop, and they all fight for backside control. And they actually trade evenly here, 3v3. And just to speed it up a little bit, they end up getting 3v3, which is good for their guns. And they kind of just play the trade game. They get the bomb down soon, and I think this is a slight misplay here from Van, trying to reclaim U-Haul control by himself, and this just goes to show the great fundamentals from FUT. They take a double fight into U-Haul, guaranteeing that kill, and now it's almost it's in a very high win percentage for them. It's still 3v2, so it could go either way. Munchkin's looking to get a frag here, and Cracks incredible Sheriff aim here, gets the pick on the spawn, and now it's almost an unwinnable situation. 3v1 with the bomb down. Munchkin's trying his best to make it work, but these guys are taking the fights together, taking high percentage fights, and they're being creative with their comp that caught T1 off guard. Really, it didn't look like T1 knew how to deal with the situation, and we saw later to close out the game, like you were talking about, Yinsu, they love fighting for backside control. So that's what won them the game, so I just wanted to show how great it is for them to kind of pull that out in such a big round.
Yeah, I'm surprised that T1 weren't ready for it because they do that a lot. And also I want to quickly talk about Atta Captain because in EMEA, this guy was on fire against EG. Mimi, not his best performance, but certainly here on Bind, he showed up massive.
Yeah, he was really struggling in EG, and he'll versus EG, that is. And he'll always be the emotional leader for this team. The guy smiling, bringing up the energy, bringing out the plushies when there's a tech pause, anything like that. But here he was really performing as well. In particular, in that first half, playing this Brimstone, his role was really critical in making these retakes happen. It really propelled the lead that FUT found. And I'm sure also being that emotional leader when they were starting to let rounds slip away, he was also really important in closing that game out.
Yeah, and again, in another world, it might have been T1. So let's take a look at the Verizon high-speed moment from the game, because Bang was doing his utter best to try and drag them over the line here. It wasn't to be in the end, but this was just nasty.
This was like a vintage Ban moment from when he used to be a star duelist all the way back playing in North America. A 6-shot there,
and
hit with the off, even on the harbor.
Sure.
And then the perfect knowledge of the timing on this Brim molly. One more tick, and he's dead.
He's going to say that was on purpose. There's no way that was on purpose.
No, he knew. No, it was calculated. He was counting in his head.
Hey, if he did, he might be the best player in the world, straight up. If you know the timing of the Brim molly like that, I'm so impressed. It's actually funny. I would always talk about, like, dude, that's my worst fear. Imagine 11-12 Brim molly on the floor. When do you stick?
You mess up the timing.
Yeah, you mess up the timing.
I believe in him. I believe in him. We heard from Gaius already, so let's hear from the coach of the other side. This is what Autumn had to say ahead of map 2.
This time around, I'm joined by Coach Autumn. And the question that I have for you after that map number 1 is, in pressure situations like this one for T1, is there a specific player who steps up to make sure that the energy is up and to make sure that the mentality is in the right place to be able to come back?
Oh, sorry. I think every player has a talent for that. But main reason why we lost about that game is honestly we don't deserve to win because we already know their strat and playstyle, what they want, and we prepared. But in that situation in live game, we missed so many plan. So that's why. But like our mentor and boosting our confidence was perfect.
Okay, we definitely want to root for you and see what you guys are able to do for the map number 2. Best of luck to you.
We are going to head to map 2 very, very shortly. He said that they were prepared, they knew, but they just didn't execute it. Surely, as we head to the Prime Gaming Agent Select here, Mimi, they need to execute their game plan better here.
They're going to. We saw this match in the first map between these two teams, and I think the biggest issue there was T1 going for really hard executes on their attack side and not taking time to bait out the Brim and KO util that doesn't replenish. So they were just getting ran over by Flood retakes repeatedly for FUT, but they've had time to watch back that VOD, and I'm really hoping for a change in their game plan when we get to their attack.
You guys seeing what I'm seeing? A Brimstone on Pearl?
Yeah,
Pretty
they ran it
interesting,
last
right?
time.
Yeah,
I think it's exploitable, but it was good in that first match.
Yeah, and I want to also point out to T1 because Saya player is going to be playing the Jet again, and he had a phenomenal map 1, but now he has even more support utility behind him. He has his Cascades with the Harbor, has his Sky util to set him up on lines, as well as the Trailblazer. So I think this is going to be a big map for him, especially if T1 wants to get back into the series. Saya player needs to step up big here with the supporting cast.
Well, FUT, they could make history here if they are able to win on Pearl. I'm going to send this over to your casters, Pansy and Hypox, to take us through map 2.
We'll do our very best for you, Yinzu and the desk. I mean, after that fake comeback, I'm still reeling a little. I thought that could have been OT. Who knows where that could have gone? But as it stands, we get into map 2 with FUT having the advantage. Now, I guess the scarier factor is that this is FUT's map choice, and we had seen this before.
Yeah, and we know how it went last time.
Yes,
there's
remind us for those.
I don't think we need to.
No?
No, there was a bit of a gap in the scoreline.
I see 4 rounds were gathered.
Yes.
I see.
There's no visible change.
I see.
In the comp. And even so, you dig a little deeper.
Oh.
Even back across this year, this didn't sit well with T1. This is one that they've stuck with the competition ever since we're back in lock-in. But we'll see if FUT initially probe him pretty quickly. There's 3 players here set up.
Okay, we can have a bit of a fight and a half. Carpe off to a belting beginning. And look at the damage done on Kiwi too. Yes, he gets to keep his life, but I mean, a strong breeze might knock him over at this point, and they're re-aggressing. I love this. Talk about confidence being in the right place. T1 trying to correct the mistakes of map 1. Not going to let this one slip.
And we were just talking during that interview with Auto. He's talking about the mental not being affected. I'm like, how?
Who are they?
How?
I'd be in pieces.
But at least here, a good indication of T1.
Yep.
In the pistol round, being very, very confident. We're going to take the initiative away from FUT. This is after actually their FUT are the ones to try and pressure towards B-Link. They walk back into a 3-man stack outside R.
But it's good to see this. I don't want to see T1 coming in passive or a little, behind the curve. I want to see if they can take matters into their own hands and keep determining the outcome.
Down.
We go back again and we look at the buy, it's completely clean. Only classics coming out. So there should be farming time. Nothing should be too dangerous. I keep saying should, maybe, if and but wait and see. Can they cause enough chaos to pull a player out of place and be vulnerable? Ban should be somewhat safe here. They're not going to keep going through that pathway. So falling away.
They're concussed.
Trailblazer will confirm. These mods just hanging around.
He's hanging around.
Seeing what's up.
Yep.
I love that. Again, the disengage here from T1.
Very disciplined.
See, yeah, Ban all the way towards spawn. He's not even curious to explore back in because that's the big question mark on the minimap right now. Again, with no pressure coming towards A site, there's no reason for him to really take any risks.
Nope. And I want to see it being risk-free, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole idea. You can see them trying to clear the utility with their own. Can I catch Zeta with that? Don't think it caught on towards Munchkin, no. So the turret does get handled. There's a little bit of a fact finder, overwhelmed. But kept in check. There we go. Zeta and Ban cleaning up, but yeah, Munchkin fell. Not the end of the world. And a little bit of a fact finder for FUT there. So good stuff from T1. Keeping most standing. And a more traditional bonus round here.
This was talking about no visible change as well. T1 with the benefit this time around, obviously, to start on the opposing half. FUT did start on the defense last time. So, I mean, if T1 set themselves up, we talked about, obviously, the confidence being such a huge factor for a team like FUT in terms of, you know, the way they approach certain rounds, certain Kiwi rounds, certain cracks rounds.
Yep.
Maybe the scoreline could become enough of a pressure point here. We talked about a mentor at T1 for FUT to struggle that much to drag that across the line.
Yep.
Such a decisive first half.
It's not a great fit. Hold on. Have you found Munchkin? Was that just straight through the wall, I guess? As he tried to fall
He's
away.
trying to fall away into all, yeah.
Yeah, I think just spam connecting, and that's a bit of an issue as now there's problems across the map. We've seen FUT just find 3 picks back to back. That's a little unfortunate for T1, really. This one looks like it's already kind of found its conclusion. Noting at least one more player as well by T-Spawn.
And I mean, if you ban as well, you don't really want to be holding on to this Bulldog.
No.
Worst case scenario, take away a rifle if you can.
See what Ban can achieve. And for FUT, a dreamy start here in their first gun round. I mean, there was barely a fight. It feels like every single kill was just very simplistic for them. T1 not getting what they wanted out of this by any means.
Some sound cues.
Anything else? Now the captain willing to stick around a little bit. And no catch on that. So Ban, I think, knows how this goes. And yeah, does not want to keep that Bulldog. So Sire player still standing, but those kills, I mean, I don't really even fault T1. Maybe a little bit unfortunate on some timings there, but spin on to the next, get that buy out now, and let's see what they can do with the bigger guns in hand.
But confidence approach from FUT.
Yeah.
Coming out the first buy round as well. Doesn't look as if there's been any lasting effect from the opening rounds or the opening round victories from T1 at least. 1 off the orbital strike from Atta Captain. Kiwi not too far away from the blades either. On side of T1, actually, yeah, slight advantage in that regard for FUT to have such an influential ultimate.
I mean, this looks rinse and repeat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See how it goes now. Does Munchkin get to keep his life? Not caught through the smoke this time. Falls away a little bit of a different side of things, playing a touch safer. I think the fast flank was caught too previously. This time around, you can already see even the adjustment from Mr. Fallen. So Kiwi catching some of that spam, it looks like. Working on forward. Quite a bit of a burst here. Munchkin actually going to find Kiwi. Okay, not bad. Zayt has fallen, though, so the site looking a little bit more vulnerable. Until then, Munchkin great for the 2. Catch him as they try to cross towards the site, leaving just 2 alive for FUT. And the cavalry's on the way.
Got to make use of the timing on these Brin smokes as well. We'll be able to slip away and actually have a nano swarm inside the poison orb here. The problem being they have to dig out Sire player on the flank. No utility here initially, so there's no pressure. Modge is going to be holding this.
Oh, he's kept it. He's kept it in check. That's the dream for them. Now it's game on. The pendulum swings to the other side. A tough retake here for T1. As the stall is phenomenal for FUT. Carpe looking to be disruptive, but he's not going to find any of these players here. A tap on the spike does draw a little. But now back to business. They take away Ban, who's trying to get that defuse, and it's lovely. FUT evening the scoreline at a 2 apiece.
And the last 2 members on FUT just so happen their utility works so well together.
Yep.
If they're able to reset into a post-spawn position. Like I said, with no pressure coming back through spawn here, Modge's eyes are just trained on the flank.
And heroics from Munchkin to make that competitive. Him still finding not only the first, I think it was on Kiwi somehow with the utility, but then able to dig out 2.
I think the alarm bot even takes effect on, maybe there's a snake bite that came through that I didn't miss, but it looked like the alarm bot, there was at least 3 people that were vulnerable swinging through the poison orb.
Must have just caught on that. Okay, now, considering the buy we have, it is the hero rifle and Sire player. The rest, down on Sheriff's, Stinger. First target spotted, damage dealt as well. Zayt's to be reeling off that one. A little bit of a headache for the rest of the round. It looks like a crunch. Oh, Fallen takes away Munchkin. As we continue forward, it falls down to Zayt, who already took that damage trying to play in through short. Kiwi cautious, doesn't want to get too far ahead. The flash was nice, but no opportunity for Zayt to swing again. Just that stinger. Very tough round to make a count, and cracks is cleared. Yeah, lovely. FUT faultless in this one. 5 standing. Plant soon to be had, and that hero rifle not having its opportunity to sing.
Just Ban and Sire left now. Damage, secondary objective, sure, but you almost don't want to feed across an orb toward Modge or Krax here. Krax has fallen, so he will get one. Now just Sire player left. Mr. Fallen will find it.
Yeah.
This ult cycle is looking very deadly for FUT. We have to see how things lie for T1 actually. Not so bad, one off the pit, lockdown available, and the Seekers in play. But FUT have a fairly deadly combo here for an execute. Around Mr. Fallen and Atta Captain.
This is 3 consecutive rounds now for taking back the momentum once we got into those buys. Want to see something disrupt that here. Operator there in Sire's hands could be a factor.
We've switched up as well, the heavy anchorage towards B here.
We're going to get a brawl, aren't we? They try and contest this. No, they fall back. Probably the right choice as well. Oh dear, look at the damage though. Ban, there's nowhere to go!
Wait, what?
Ban! Tunnel visioned in. There was, I mean, the floor was literally lava,
the floor
but
was lava.
Still. Beautiful approach from FUT. And to make matters worse, going to just pop down the ult too, force them further away. The counter comes out just delayed. But look where they're going.
It's all a fake. He's going to play in Sire on the other side of the map with the operator, but he's not holding the angle towards long.
All right. If you're a fan of T1, your eyes are on this man, Sire player. What can you do for us?
The knife's back up for Krax.
Does he invest it? Absolutely does. Position revealed. Stand and deliver or fall and be crushed by this. Seeker's coming in. Ult's there, but he's got an angle. He's got help. Zeta bails him out. The timing, everything to this has fallen a mile away. Spike down on long. This one is uphill and a half, and the angle is being watched. That's a shot missed, but a new angle adopted. And the
headshot comes through for Mr. Fallen, but Sire finds the wallbang. How is Zeta swinging out and finding 3 here?
What a hero.
Did they just tunnel vision on the knife? The fact that it pings Sire?
Must have.
So we saw in a previous round an example of him swinging the smoke out from spawn. He's done exactly the same thing here.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And even
work.
so, the orbital strike, it's not committed
Didn't
towards the
cut it off.
backside of elbow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of room for Zeta to actually make that exact play.
And what a stark contrast to how beautifully committed that utility was on A that gave Ban no option. And then you see that kind of scrambled execute towards B on the adjustment. Oh. Still alive, gets away with it. And Kiwi creeping close at Munchkin.
He's had a couple of rounds
Yeah,
today where he just
he's-
looks absolutely lethal.
And monstrous work from him. Kiwi's still trying to slip a little deeper, but they seem very away. You can already see the pings on the map. They're watching this. All set up between the two of them. It's not a fair fight for Kiwi. Oh no, the timing. Yeah. Come back, man. Come back. Don't leave. Okay, it's fine, he's back. But look at the rest of FUT though. Exploring the rest of the map a little, but the flash really well timed to note that presence. This could be the end game plan.
This should be the round where FUT will identify that there's a lot of space in mid here behind double doors, and it's kind of just T1 backs against the wall trying to anchor both sides. Whether we do see a trend develop off that.
The ult as well, but Sire player catching Kiwi as he tried to slip ahead of it. Cracks on the trade out, leaving Zeta a little isolated, but he's in his own element here. Plant's going to come in very close by, and now there's a bit of an issue. Hard to play out from this ult.
I mean, the pit's almost detrimental
Yes.
to T1's retake here. They have to drop it.
You've got to drop this. Otherwise, they can't get ahead. They can clear backside barely. And now it Cracks. Popping the ult as well. He's going to buy so much more time. You can see the post-plant utility in place. Modge could be a nuisance. Carpe does find Cracks, so they've got the first step here, but they're going to need a little bit more. Modge now last alive. This is great. T1 cleaning house. The spray is going to connect from Modge, though. Carpe back on the defuse. Did not get it to half. Another spray, but it's the connection from Zeta to do it, and T1 fighting back.
A little bit of an overface here from Cracks, giving away that first kill. This is a very comfortable position for FUT to be in. And almost how that seems like the intention of the plan from the get-go. So yeah, a little curious about that. Cracks have a pretty slow start to this, actually. Sitting at 2 and 6 right now. Operator in hand for Sire still. Bladestorm online. Reckoning available for ban as well.
Going back towards this B site hit.
Get out of my way.
Stim beacon down.
Early ult for Kiwi, and it's Sire player. Does he spot him? Yes, he does! Straight out of the sky! Sire player brings him back down to earth. The damage! Bloody hell! Scorched and singed as he falls from that. The ult could have come in and dissuade FUT from carrying on. They're in no man's land. T1 playing ahead of this, not even allowing that plant to come through.
And the smokes will expire as well. It's going to make this even more difficult, but reposition of the poison orb. Crack's looking to get a little bit cheeky with this.
All the timing, he's got a nice angle, but the ult removes that possibility. Dog gonna at least spot Moj, I think, but that's about it. They start to flood the site. Can Moj stay alive? He absolutely can. With the support of his friends. Look at this. It's a complete feed filled with just FUT names. This is down to Munchkin, and he's got, what, 3 to find, a pit to navigate, and Fallen's not letting him.
A beautiful 3K from Moj inside the pit there. So I think he actually gets stunned by the Trailblazer. Spotted, yes. They try and spam him out in that corner, but the response is 3. Oh. Beautiful adjustment. To give FUT their 4th and tie things up here.
Much happier to be seeing this between the two. An actually contested game, both now kind of appearing on either side. Sire play going to be depending on the knives this time, it looks like. Knife could be heading that way. Look at the ult. Back off. Nothing noted towards ARP. This does give them the green light to start exploring this. You can see the backfill of information coming in from Carpe. Going to note the player, but not how many. Pop flash in, they clear through, but look at the positioning coming out here. Sire player holding a lot of space.
I'm going to get very early information here.
He's
Kiwi.
so close.
Carpe has no clue he's this close.
But Kiwi couldn't land it, given a second lease at life, really. For Carpe there, after the flash was a little bit whiffed. So now we look towards the adjustment that FUT are making.
You see Ban again playing in spawn. Zeta able to shut this down in the choke point. Second snake bite will go through.
Beautiful stall.
Yeah.
Ban's here. There we go. 3 players now. Not finding the free access they want. This is really nice from T1, holding them back, making this very uncomfortable.
Problem being, look at Moj. We talked about this question mark in mid, a big gap left open by T1. This is the round where FUT are going to exploit it.
30 seconds left.
They've still got a little bit of a backstab too. To add insult to injury, Mr. Fallen should be able to catch at least 1. Now the oh, speaking of catching 1, it's Moj with 2. Leaning further ahead, exploiting what you noted, and crafted the perfect plan, manipulating T1 around the map, sliding through the middle as Sire player can't connect on the knives, leaving Zeta a mile away from being able to change the outcome of this one. But Mike, you noted it before, in a couple of these rounds, they've started to work towards middle.
And the concern being, you see Ban kind of playing rotation in spawn, right? But as soon as contact's found on either map, it leans so heavily towards that side.
Yeah.
And this is the first time, like I said in the previous, you'd hope FUT thinking, there's no util here, again, and there's nobody holding double doors.
So
this is the first time that we are seeing FUT follow through with that. And it really begs the question now, do we actually adjust Munchkin's utility? Do we put Ban a little deeper towards connector, maybe in towards Link? Because you can't give them free roam like this.
no, but you start toying with the expectations as well, don't you, if you're FUT as well?
Sure, you do. But on the other side of things, what do T1 do? Then leave it open still and then just commit towards the retake?
That's why there's a timeout.
Yeah.
They now need to kind of answer these questions the best way they can, because kind of exploiting expectation is such a big thing. Do they then start expecting Ban not to be so quick to hit those rotations? Do they think they can get maybe a favorable fight on site now if he's then posted up towards it? If they don't adjust that utility, it's going through all of those potential options now.
And those are really, really frustrating rounds. And you can see now in the player reaction that it's one of those rounds like, they've finally lurked through. They've lurked through and they've killed 2 of us in spawn.
Yep.
And it's that kind of penny drop moment that's almost like, yeah, now we have to completely rethink the way we've approached this half. Yeah, we're coming into round 10 now, but it's a big change to make. Because like I said, you either lean towards being very proactive here or like I said, you forced Munchkin to adjust to be honest, it may not be reflected here numerically, but has had a fantastic half.
Yeah, it's a really tough call for them to make, and they don't exactly have masses of funds. People are quite talented.
Yeah, they really are. They are.
It's kind of surprising.
You should do a collection, just like a collage of.
I haven't heard the
all
word
the best.
collage since I was about 10.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
I'm not sure.
Garage.
Yeah, Sheriff coming out, Bulldog, Stinger. I mean, they're toying with the idea of what even to buy here. With it being so close, it's not like they have funds to fall back on.
That's the only saving grace, that this round from FUT has come on so late that it's not as if you need a big response. But the awareness has to be there, Lauren. I think actually you're already seeing the adjustment here.
Yeah.
Munchkin's over towards A. They're committed towards putting Zeta and Munchkin on the same site, time and time again. Well, it's going to be tested off the rip.
It certainly is. And we saw how hard this is to navigate around. Look at that clear. It was the demise of Ban before. This time around, Munchkin forced to respect it. But there's still utility in front of him. There's still stall to be had. Zeta,
you gotta be careful.
Zeta. Ooh, you are a lucky boy. Kiwi going to dash on in, though. They're getting close on. Buy cleared out. Zeta can no longer live there. The ult to follow, too. They are desperate to clear this. I mean, this is up against a barely bought-up team, but Moj, he can't stop getting doubles.
Give him another triple.
I mean, Munchkin, he's looking pretty screwed here, if I'm honest.
4 HP.
He's free.
He's free.
Now.
And the smoke dropped to the perfect time.
Oh. Oh, no.
Well, no. There's a turret that side.
Back away. He got 3. Yeah, Sire player not really in the position to get to use what he had. And again, you're hoping. And you ain't going to be getting. But taking the lead further. I mean, that A-side take, where can you stand?
Stay in range of my stim beacon.
I think previously as well, I noticed in the last example we saw this when Ban fell, Krax's fragment was used as well.
Absolutely.
You see that second snakebite come in towards behind default there.
Yeah.
It's all encompassing. There really isn't anything. You can't swing onto an angle there either because they're snake bites.
Yeah, it's either you fight in front of that even being executed or you fall the complete far away. So this is where it gets truly tested, right? Do we see the same exploitation of middle? What is the adjustment here coming in with the buy behind T1?
Looks like we might see the same. This fragment's invested towards Link. Clear out close, allow Kiwi to come forward and take this engagement. Oh, but loses out. Zeta stands up to the challenge.
This is big. And they're trying to play back in through up though, but Moj and Krax on the case could be doing some serious damage. T1 with 2 standing on the 2 on the other side. We look towards the side and Munchkin's been good for it. Oh, the timing just as he looked away. Fallen makes his appearance on the site. And now the post plant becomes an issue. One, I think Nano Swarm on it, but also you've got that Molly.
Yeah, they've got utility to burn out the cove here, so it's not even as if Ban can come through and find a cheeky half defuse or something. Has to challenge something, and look how deep they've reset.
Try digging him out of that position. It's going to take a mistake. Can he force it? Pulls up, and there's the stall. First layer drawn out.
Molly should come through now for the cove.
There it is. Straight on through, forced away. He did so well on map 1, but this one is near on impossible, and I think Ban knows that. Forced to flee. As FUT going to move up to 7 here.
That 4-round curse from previous matchup. Yeah. Seems initially to be plaguing T1 once again. There's been a fantastic response from FUT after it fell uphill for them. I'll be honest, at the start of this, it was a real back and forth, Lauren, where FUT have got a grasp of, like I said, what's going on around the map, and actually identifying that some of these util-oriented executes work really well towards both site anchors. Zeta and Munchkin can't really commit towards holding the choke point.
No, this close affair slipping between their fingertips with 4 consecutive rounds now built for FUT. Just off the back of identifying that pressure point towards middle. They've exploited it well. Back into a full B piece, it looks like. So this is on Munchkin. He's got the lockdown. Got Zeta there with him, but look at the weaponry.
Turret's destroyed.
Not ideal. Do they continue on this path?
Ready.
It's all in from FUT here behind the lockdown. Now we have seen T1 get a couple of kills off this combo with the Nano Swarm and the alarm bot, but with no snakebite this time around. It's just the trade-off of the lockdowns. There could be any resistance on the way through. FUT have to respect it.
With the Seekers coming this way, they need to get Munchkin! What just happened?
We've seen so many kills to mollies and just utility alone, Lauren.
Yeah, the Seekers, everyone's here. I'm still surprised the side players sticking around by 8 for so long. They need support on the site. They can't defend this. Zeta desperately trying to trade. Felt inevitable. As Ban and Sire player, what are you going to do about this one? Ban is magnificent! As he's doing everything he could to try and allow Sire player a chance. One operator
30 seconds
and a
left.
dream against the 2, and the timing could be everything. With the noise of the crowd, calls them back around, but only to their death. Sire player again, still with a chance. He's got to know there is still a player. He eats the flash, forced away.
I can't use that.
A second to follow up, 13 seconds. No! Sire player saving T1.
The Red Bull clutch in round 12 from Sire to break the probable curse here. Huge performance from Ban in this round as well. I mean, those 2 kills make this doable.
Yep.
So like I said, you look outside there, Ban falls, it's Sire +1 in a retake with the operator.
Finally, we got a nice competitive game. Let's hand it back to the desk to see how they found this one.
Oh, what a way to round off that half as well. But I want to quickly talk about Moj, the player that doesn't really get talked about all that much on this roster. If we check him out here on the HyperX Reflex moment, Mimi, he's been absolutely huge for them on this map.
Maj, I feel like whenever FUT needs someone to close out a game, he always steps up in the late rounds when he's playing on this Viper role. So many of these post plants on B that rounds kept coming down to, and Maj was providing consistent value to keep FUT really in control of that half. So the fact that T1 get that final clutch out of sight, that this is as close as it is at the halftime, is honestly a shocker.
Yeah, they were getting the B site oftentimes for free almost, and he was just falling back and playing the post plant from long, and his aim is so sharp right now that he just kept winning the duels. This guy's playing unstoppable on this attack half, and it's big credit to him of why they took such a large lead.
Yeah, and he's the OG on this roster as well. You know, they added Kiwi, they added Mr. Farland, but Moj has been there forever. And if he can win and close us out, Mimi, it's going to be mad for him and his team.
What a moment it would be. Turkey has never had a team in playoffs at a global event. This would be history, not just for this squad, but for their entire country, for the entire Valorant scene there, that we have seen produce talent like Alfier, who we have seen continue to produce teams that can compete on this international stage. But for T1, they're so close to elimination here. They brought it so close to a comeback in the first map. If they were to go out here, it would be a tragic end to the year for T1.
Yeah, and Pistol is a big factor here, but FUT have been dominating on their attack half. T1 have not been playing well on their attack half. So FUT on the defense here, I think is going to be able to close this game out, especially if they can get the pistol. This is going to be so big.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge opportunity for them. But like you said, Mimi, T1, they got to dig deeper. Pansy and Hypok, they don't want to go out here.
They certainly don't. Still a lot to do, but this scoreline much closer than the one before, and they had a bit of a comeback there, right? So it's doable, it's just difficult. 5 rounds to T1, 7 to FUT. This pistol round means a whole lot to these two.
See what, maybe anticipating a little bit of aggression here, the way things started off, but very quickly regroup outside B long. This wall from Moj as well. It's really sliced right in front of Pillar, actually. Curious of whether or not FUT are able to play this to their advantage. Kiwi, no confirmation just yet. I imagine so with the poison orb going up.
He's drifting out into no man's land. That got quite dangerous. They're close enough by now that Kiwi's got to be cautious. Yep. Notes 1. It's not all. Dog on the dash, that's all he's going to see, but Sire player looked vulnerable for a second there, but does find the frenzy shot. Has fallen. Well, doesn't make it away completely. He took down Zeta. I thought Zeta was ready for that.
Then he gets a spam through as well. Sire still, though, finding damage. Moj and Mr. Fallen will respond, though.
Yeah, Munchkin and Carpe trying to find a little bit of safety, but there's nowhere to fall back to. The spike now, not so easily left to hand. Moj almost making a mistake. Oh, Carpe!
It was a mistake.
A key mistake made, and Carpe catches onto it.
I don't know if he thought the snake bite was all the way up to the wall, and there was no chance he could swing through that. But he gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Trying to trade out pistols here. And Carpe with a huge Red Bull clutch to get the pistol round on the board.
T1. One more round and they tie up the scoreline. Surely a confidence builder there. And quiet, patient start from T1, creeping back down towards A. So we had her on the other side. We do see those two marshals, but beyond that, that's about it. It's just that classic and a molly.
Well, he's been pinged out, so
There's-
it's as if, yeah, they're going to hard clear it there.
Should be good, and he is. Sire player's the one to find it, and you can't run away from him. Crack's caught in the heels, and the site's theirs.
No resistance towards the plant here. Very comfortable. 3 members, foot left, Marge, Mr. Fallen, and Kiwi. With an opportunity, I mean, there's 2 scopes there. But it is a 3v5, Lauren.
Nice attempt.
Okay.
Fair play. Little Eco Cobra moment from Ban as well. Get to farm up a bit for himself. They're all nice and close by. There's Moj. Well, not much more for him to do in this. I think he knows it. And Sire player fancies his odds.
He's 2 off the Blade Storm here.
Why not go hunting? Oh, he's been spotted. Here we go. There, nice from Sire player. Headshot to boot as well. Tied up all even. Game on now. T1 back in this matchup. First real response, though, to be made here by FUT.
A chance even to have the Blade Storm online.
Right
there. Could be a... Oh.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh.
Mr. Fallen's shot was nice, but it's even better from the other side as well. Yeah, chance at, well, rifle coming through, so it looks like Sion might even just, I guess, over-invest here because he knows he's got the Blade Storm for the next.
Fair play. Okay. Knife finds no connection. And a captain gets closer, but look at the backfill on that. Ban reading him like a book. And a captain being bullied a little here. That's a nice little upgrade too.
I was going to say, yeah, second time punished in this position, and full faith actually that T1 were ahead of the knife and nobody was sat behind it. Ban will get himself 1 away from the ultimate as well. Problem being, Kiwi explored all the way along past Pillar, confirming that there was no presence outside B. Now, concern being T1, the stars will align for them in terms of the timing, Lauren. They'll be able to get behind this because FUT will sit in this 3-man stack for
as they should.
Another 15-20 seconds probably.
Yeah. Here we go. Ringing the alarm bell. Someone come help. He's all alone. You got 5 players coming your way. Can Kiwi do anything about this? He's noted them all, forced off the angle, and now the ult gonna really add insult to injury. Flashed up, tries to stand, tries to fight, and he succeeds. Takes down Sire player, finds a new angle, finds another. Oh, he keeps going! Kiwi tearing him apart, leaving Munchkin all alone in a 1v3.
The solo hero for FUT. I mean, at one point, he's literally in a 1v4 when that wall drops.
Yeah.
Ridiculous stuff from Kiwi. Avoiding the reckoning, still isolating 1 member of T1 at a time.
What a round from him. Seven, 8. Knives there for Sire player. Still a buy in hand for T1 here.
Get out of my way.
Purchase fragile. Pop flash to the swing.
This is the response on the back of Atta Captain being punished here a few times. Flash over the top. Blade Storm in hand now for Kiwi. T1 very quickly though.
Yeah, they've got some space here.
Yeah, they've crept into art.
This ain't bad. This is going to be deadly, and they're cheating the third player towards B, just off the back of clearing that space, putting so much faith in towards Kiwi.
Mean, if Zeta shows any presence here, it's unfortunate it's not a second member.
Yeah, to really sell it. Oh, the knife. She avoids it.
You almost want Zeta to show to that.
the game plan is here now, because I mean, he got to slip close, but he didn't get the pick, so they're probably feeling a little bit better about pulling back that third player, pulling back Krax towards his position.
When's Krax's knife back up?
Contact.
Yeah.
And they're bursting. T1 just trying to get a little pacey with it. Inside player out does Kiwi. There's still other problems on this site, though. They're not alone. There's still two here. And a captain and Krax on this. The spam.
Oh my god.
How is he alive?
Where's the cove in
Had to
front
have
of
been
him?
the cove, surely. Second attempt at this. The knife, though, going to come in. Stalling this out now. 4 players present from FUT. 5 from T1. This is going to be brawly and messy. Zeta's going to find Moj. The trade comes out, 14 seconds out. And FUT decimating T1. Bam, the last one alive. And he can't make it out. FUT going to claim 9. And that's a hard one to swallow there for T1. That's not a nice round. They had some opportunities, Mike. Some chances with the timing. And it just slipped through.
And at the point of where, like, the crunch finally comes through, it looks like T1 are unable to even respond with any damage here. After initially, it looked great.
It looked fantastic.
Sai is able to get ahead of the molly, I believe Ban as well, so they have 2 members ahead of the utility to apply pressure on site. And they get the kill. Sai kills Kiwi, right? With
Yeah.
Playstorm. They're a bit of a crossroads now as well, because the money's off kilter. They're, I'm sure, one off the Seekers, but in terms of big ultimates here, they're lagging behind FUT just a little bit. And it's only because, I mean, the lockdown's here for FUT. 4 away for Munchkin. I mean, this is FUT on double digits.
Yeah.
And then coming out of that, we'll have to see exactly how they leave the funds in check here for T1, but that round loss could have come at the worst possible time.
Yeah, it's gutting for them, and I think it's a little bit of the timeout as well to keep their mental in the right place and try and give them that idea of going forward. Yes, the money's going to be in a questionable spot, but...
I mean, I pray to God Autumn was being truthful there, because this is a real test now.
Yeah. This is hard work. Because, as you said, this I'm not going to say completely. We've seen so many thrifty rounds already that it could have something. Where it's still got a hero rifle, Bulldog with Zeta. So it's not a 0% chance round, but it's so difficult now.
Little things with the orbital strike being committed to the previous. I think FUT know the gravity of the situation right now. So hopefully you'll be able to clean this one up. You don't want to see 3 sheriffs, a Bulldog, and a Vandal give T1 their 8th hit.
Okay. And the captain going to fall off. They crept closer again, trying to use this maybe springboard that they had from Art, maybe get that timing right this time, but they don't have the weaponry to do it. A little bit of a different utility spread as well. As Kiwi's vision gets removed. Creeping closer. Oh, what a shot! Brings it down on him like a guillotine. And now the burst comes in. This time around, though, there's a little bit of a different stall here. Forced away slightly. They're going to get access to the site. Can they get the plant down uncontested? No. And the captain's got an angle. As has fallen. Again, rinse and repeat. It's heartbreak for T1.
And a Prime Gaming flawless nonetheless. You said you wanted to be clean versus the Sheriffs, a Bulldog. And a rifle coming in. Ooh. Beautiful on the adjustment there from Kiwi. And it's a similar situation to the buy round as well.
Yep.
As soon as this crunch moment comes through, FUT are so comfortable with how deep they're playing.
Yeah.
And it's just like back-to-back headshots.
T1, time to dig deep here. It's been 3 in a row for FUT. It has to be now or it might be never.
Not much money behind this as well.
Getting a little more aggressive in middle though. Kiwi willing to take a risk. He's certainly not alone.
I think Munchkin's read this right, but the problem being, Moj is continuing. He's pushing deeper and deeper. He might even go into top mid.
The timing on this though, Munchkin just drift away. FUT are winning everything. They're winning everything in this. The timing, the spacing, but Sire player gets one back, dashes a little closer. Seeker's gonna come down. They try and invest everything behind this. This is the one they want. Kiwi gonna respect it for now. Forced away. They take the space towards CT. They're gonna get the plant in. And I love this late lurk from Zeta. This could be huge for them. Kiwi, careful now. Actually gets caught, yeah. Carpe teed up for him. Moj on the trade. Late positioning still in place. Ball in the timing. Ban goes big with 2. And now Crack's left in the 1v2. He's going to take down Ban. The secondary step, though, they don't know about Zeta. His positioning was a little lost in the fray, but now noted. Cracks, another flash. Plays on in. Zeta on the stall here. Trying to buy the time. He's got the kill. T1 live to fight another round.
Ban again. There's so many situations where he just comes up. It's 1 or 2 kills here
But
and there.
they're so key.
so crucial to T1 clawing their way back into this series as a whole.
Yes.
Not just the rounds.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, beautiful stuff. It's not over just yet.
No, it's a roller coaster through these rounds. You can see it, the highs and lows already. 8 to 10. Still in with a bye. FUT held off from 11 for now. We look towards the other side of the map. A test towards the B side. The operator in the hands of Kiwi has been killer.
I suggest you move.
Didn't bother him last time this ult, but this time it looks like he might decide. No, he's sticking around a little longer. Okay. Respects it this time and will fall off.
Weird though. Ton of damage done. If this cove is removed, Ban might fall.
Keep Ban alive. He has been magnificent.
He didn't get the plant.
Down B.
That looked like it was in.
All the
Banana
utility's
captain-
going to drop, Lauren.
Oh God, now there's a problem. All that safety behind it now gets removed. A secondary attempt at the plant. Zeta is going to get the plant and keeps his life. Just about stands as Carpe tries to secure it. Could have done with a follow-up there as Cracks trying to thread through. Catches Munchkin instead. And now it's Carpe side player and Zeta holding on to this. FUT waiting to flood back in with 4. And they're just standing on this one. A crossfire. It's all they've got and it's not enough. FUT are back in this one. Cracking that crossfire open. Diffuse going to come through and it will be 11.
Such a crucial kill to remove the cove, deny Ban's plant. Because like I said, T1 had taken a couple of seconds here and there to weigh out nano swarms and want the reckoning to fully clear out. Oh. That window of opportunity with the utility in this composition, it elapses and FUT pounce on the opportunity.
And look at the money.
I don't want to.
You're gonna have
It is hideous.
Yeah.
I mean, this is such a heart-breaking decision to have to make. It's you're almost conceding
Near
the
on.
series point here.
They put their faith in Sire Player as the one to wield the rifle forward to try and be the X factor for them. So staring down a 12th round. You got Kiwi prowling.
Unfortunately, Zeta's just been unable to find value in this lurk time and time again because of Kiwi.
Yep. Kiwi's had his number most rounds.
Toxins going up.
Trying to toy with the timing, but spotted.
Oh my God.
God, Kiwi! And expects the exchange to come in from Sire as well. He's reading him very, very accurately, but just turns his attention. Is it time now to strike? Sire Player.
The awareness is insane.
But he's walking the smoke. Kiwi might have just seen him. Sire Player takes down Moj. Kiwi's still here. Kiwi trying to stay unnoted though. Does he get checked? Do they expect him to be gone away? He's focusing towards long. I don't know if he gets out of this one. He's trying to, but look at the attention drawn to him, and Sire Player is being the hero. The one rifle, oh my God, Kiwi takes him down, he will be detained. And unless Cracks goes out of his mind, T1 have given themselves a chance. Oh, Cracks, 3 players. And that's enough for T1, they hold again. A thrifty round conversion. Sire Player, the hero they needed.
When T1, like I said, they feel like they have to concede the 12th to FUT, and they respond here. I mean, the timings here.
Chris, Kiwi almost checked that. Kiwi almost checked on Sire Player. That round would have been completely
different. Another half a second.
Yeah. God.
Barely anything separating these two teams, Lauren.
But can they string around together, right? Can they go consecutive on this one? And the captain may be toying with the timing a little because he's been punished on this one.
Yep.
Slows down a bit, and they burst behind it, so right choice.
A big info, actually. Delaying the knife this time around will reward cracks here. FUT in general as well, in terms of the information game.
They're in the space. 3 players in attendance, though, and Ada Captain's got his ult.
We're about to walk into a blender of
Yep.
utility. Fragment's still here, Molly's still here. Kiwi's
Oh,
found
again.
Zeta once again.
He's had his number the whole time, and Moj is actually adding insult to injury by taking further space away.
If you
They
see
can't fall
Munchkin,
back.
I was going to say, if you see Munchkin drift any deeper or has to commit towards site, if T1 suffer another casualty, the utility will drop on the flank.
Trying to play behind the timing of the knife, not finding anyone. T1 still walking in to a 3v3 on the side. Sire player, head first, flashed up, trying to stay alive, but you spoke about a blender. There it is! 2 of them falling back to back, leaving Carpe and Munchkin in such an uphill battle. But they take the first step, the second!
No way!
Carpe out of his mind with 20 seconds though. Look how close! Oh, Carpe! He's refusing to lose! Holding on so desperately, they found out a captain! He's taken one! Carpe! He's doing everything! One more to find! He needs an ace, or it's nothing! Plant goes in. But Moj moves closer! Oh, Carpe!
Can you believe it?
What a time to come alive for T1!
That is one of the most outrageous aces I've ever seen.
In a round like that.
The
a round like that! Come on!
The setup was perfect from FUT. They had everything to stop this.
3 players on the side, they had it all. The ult's coming in. This is ridiculous. Come on.
Nah.
Oh.
And the confidence play. Swap out to the Bulldog at the end.
Hold on, brawl, Kiwi. He doesn't know how to lose on this side of the map, though. This guy has been a rock for this side. He's gotten the pick almost every single time. This time he finds Ban, though. Removes a little bit of that flexibility late. And look at the backfill of space, pushing up towards A. They are trying to take this map. FUT are not going down without a fight. And look at the buy. It's not a pretty buy. They can still outdo him. They can still outgun him. This time, Sire player up to the challenge. And Fallen's running. Has to get out of there. Lost all that space, and they fought their way back.
Munchkin might even catch cracks here in rotation. Problem being, you don't want cracks to get his hands on that rifle. Munchkin has to win this.
Oh, God. Munchkin turns. Spidey senses are tingling. Cracks are so close by. Oh, Cracks! Of course you hit that. That's so unreasonable. And now they're sprinting towards that B site. You still got Kiwi with the knives. You still have that Sheriff in Cracks' hand. A flash, a knife. He's got the fragment. And they've got a lockdown as well. 30 seconds now. They want that plant. They can be forced to fight or forced to fall away. But this plant isn't for it. This is going to be a brutal choice. Can they stall out enough? He's on it. Dragged away initially. Oh, Sire player taking Kiwi out of the sky. Spamming. High flash. Moving forward. Carpe spots one. Cracks responds. It's all on Cracks now in a 1v2. The pit's going to drop and he has to find them both. So close.
This has descended into madness, Lauren. 11-11. And I didn't think we were going here.
No way.
The crowd finally coming online.
T1's giving him something to cheer about.
Yeah.
These last couple of rounds have been wild. Asked if they could do consecutive rounds, and they have 3 back-to-back. But it's
At the 11th hour as well.
Oh, it'll be 12 for one of them in a second, though. Still a full purchase coming in here for FUT.
Yeah, but the concern being,
the one after.
They are flat out broke behind this. And now T1 have got themselves into a position where they have a purchase behind this. Worst case scenario. I mean, with the way they're playing, that's not even a factor.
No.
In the train of thought. Bladestorm in hand for Sire. 2 away from the Seekers. Ban 1 away from the Reckoning as well. On the other side of things, FUT. 2 off the null command. Viper's Pit in hand for Modge. I don't know if I can take another one of those.
I'm still yet to stand back up. Okay. Where are they going? What are they doing?
Oh God, if one of these rounds Zeta just finds Kiwi.
Yep.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, no, I see it too.
We've willed it into existence almost. Because Kiwi has been dominating.
Okay. 3 confirmed off the knife. Investing the Viper's Pit towards Art. FUT want to take space on this map. It removes options from T1. Do T1 continue on this path? They only have Ada Captain to deal with currently on that A site. Ult for Ban. We know that they mostly have been investing that towards B. They continue along that pathing.
Trading out here, actually. You did just catch off screen Zeta repositioning his poison orb, I believe.
T1 tense. You still have 2 players out very deep towards the A side as well. I don't know what they're trying to toy with here. The audio cues, I don't know what, but it's a double here back towards A.
Right, FUT are still in the same formation they were at the start of the round.
Yeah. So this, as it stands, will fall to Ada Captain. Still has kit, still has a smoke, molly.
Now that catching Zeta is a huge indication, actually.
And that's that molly's timing is actually pretty rough.
It's so short, though.
Yeah, they've got space. And Sire Player has a kill, but the response has come in. And FUT have found 3! Ban and Munchkin, leaving it so late, desperate for a plant. This would need another heroic clutch to come out. A 2v4, all ready for Cracks. Ban! He's found him! He's taken out Cracks of all the players. And now Kiwi falling and Ada Captain having to try and handle it. Stacking up on shore.
They're stacked up, though.
Is this enough to find 3? Ada Captain may be the first to take a step out here. He's going to find the firing squad. Down to 17 HP. Smoke, tag. They've got it. A tap on the spike. They have to respond, or do they leave it alone? They have to swing, and they fall. FUT dragging themselves to 12. Still could close in regulation, or it's OT.
I'm still worried about the money, though. 3-4 here for FUT. Modge only brings 3k into this. Pit invested already.
Yeah.
So you can't ride a judge through. Anything like that. We're going to drop across. Is it Atta that's going to bite the bullet? Bladestorm still here for Sire.
Yep.
Carpe on the brink. Munchkin, a possibility, sure.
Don't worry, I'll keep them quiet.
That timing from T1 felt almost hesitant. I don't know if I like them running it that late, not
like
taking
I said,
space.
catching Zeta on the knife there is such crucial information because of that head-to-head, time and time again on B long. And FUT read it perfectly.
Yeah.
Speaking of reading perfect.
Timing. Oh, Cracks predicted it and sends him away. Not investing all of those knives. Still has a rifle to fall back to if he needs it. Start working towards that A site again. Ready.
Seekers in play now. Zeta try and drift forward once again. I mean, this just gives me such anxiety.
Zeta this time going a little less checked. Has
Are
players
they just
on the way.
they're coming across here to just pop off the Seekers?
Maybe. But Kiwi's the one here. Kiwi is the one here. He's seen something. He's calling it now. 4 players. His side of the map. Seeker's going to come through. He wants to find a shot. He's looking for it. Had to opt for the Seeker in the end. But he's still got a friend with him. He's still got a buddy with him. But look at Sire Player. He's so close by. Modge took down Carpe. Sire Player right there. Zeta clears out Kiwi and they take the site.
It's 20 seconds.
They need to get that plant down. Going for it now.
Oh, Munchkin, how is he in spawn?
Get out of this. Munchkin can be the one to change all of this. That's one. A second. He's got it. Surely OT. Surely it's there. Modge, the last one. He's fallen. It's OT as T1. Keep hope alive.
Switching sides.
We talked about him having some heroic rounds earlier. silently slipping into spawn.
Look at that.
What a ridiculous half of Valorant.
It's certainly heated up, hasn't it?
This is for T1 to force map 3. Roles reversed here in round 25, our first go of overtime.
I got yous, okay?
T1 defending, but on the attack. And remember, there was that gap in middle, but look at the proactive approach through Art. There's 3 players walking up. Side players so close to this. Moj could be on the line, but he's delivered. He's taken down 1, but do they commit? They do. They keep committing behind it, and Kiwi turns it. Back and forth we go. Zeta evening the board at least, down to a 3v3, but look at the damage.
Look at Mr. Fallen. Look at the space he's found on the back of this.
Site looks
He has
open.
total control of A site right now.
Placing swarm grenade.
Going to be able to set up very comfortably here. Atta's actually going to get 1 away from the orbital strike here with the plant. Has invested the molly though. A little bit of paranoia towards that smoke and flowers.
Yeah.
But any situation where Atta Captain gets a kill here,
GG.
It's wraps.
Yeah, that round will be done. Let's see. Ban still stands. The one who can truly be a difference maker. Held back for now. Oh, the lineup Fallen! Punishing both of them, playing ahead of the wall. They could have waited a second or 2.
And Ban tanked a little bit. The Nano Swarm is down to 25 now.
Oh man, this guy's good, but this might be a little too far. And it is Kiwi. Drags it through for the first round of OT to FUT's favor. And those 2 playing through by Pit will be kicking themselves.
T1 will have a chance. Take a breather here. A pump of the brakes. They are staring down the barrel right now, Lauren.
It's sudden death for them now.
There is a coach there somewhere.
13-12. Timeout for T1. Obviously an opportunity as well for FUT's coach to have a chat too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So both of them can check back in after what was such an arduous end to the game, and now the OT.
We didn't see much in terms of versatility from T1 on the attacking side. Well, no, this one was a real comeback. We had one.
Yeah. 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
But I come back to that same thing. I said, do we finally get a round where Zeta shuts Kiwi down on B-Long on an attacking round?
Do you bank on that,
for
though?
T1? I mean,
if you're playing the odds, you don't bank on that factor, do you? Kiwi has, I'm pretty sure all of Kiwi's kills are just on Zeta, who's still surprising on 17 for himself. So it's kind of wild that it's still tipping that
I'm
way.
surprised Kiwi's down there as low as he. I mean, Mr. Fallen, rightfully so. He has had some ridiculous rounds.
Yep. Okay, T1. Sudden death, essentially, for you. Map 1 went FUT's favor comfortably in the end. Got a little close, yes, but they tipped over the scales after that run in the second half. This time around, much more contested between the 2. But T1, now or never, boys. And they summon the courage now.
Looking to immediately split here. Zeta grouped up for the first time we've seen it. Split through from R. FUT just backing away. You get confirmation on the other side of things. Fragment will go through. Side player is slipping all the way through. This is a great clearance by T1. There's not a lot of chip damage done by the utility.
But remember that re-aggress from FUT. That was the devastating part. But this time, no, the plant doesn't go down. I thought they had it this time around. And again, that stall. The FUT did so well on this half. Gets reintroduced to this in OT, and now there's a problem. T1 getting stalled out just a little. They need a pick, and they don't get it. And Fallen is coming online with 3, leaving it all down to Carpe. And this man went big before, but this is a lot to ask of anyone. He's fallen. And FUT, the first Turkish team to make it this far in these tournaments. But my God, T1 pushed them the whole distance.
What a stark contrast as well to the start of Bind, where FUT come flying out of the gates. I do feel like finally we've seen just a taste. to the plate for sure, but FUT looking pretty good today.
They certainly did. More of a contest than last time, though. Again, this is that rematch, or it was that rematch. But this time around, I've got to say, FUT, I think elevating a little in certain areas. Loving what I'm seeing. Again, T1, I've got to say, individually, looking scary, though. I mean, Carpe, that ace was just out of this world.
Yeah, outrageous. And the one thing that is a real positive, I mean, thinking back to the regional competitions where FUT really started playing around with the Gecko compositions and some of these very util heavy, which kind of goes against the grain in terms of what we expect. You almost expect to see the double duelists coming out, a jet raise and just a breach and a run it down. So really happy with some of the things we actually saw from FUT today across the board.
It's just, I don't know what version of FUT
coming out.
That they were struggling with in the past, I mean, is a big tick in the box for me. Whether or not they can keep going along this pathway, because the opponents from this point onwards just go...
It only gets harder and harder.
It's not like you go, brilliant, made it out of this group, cool. There's no easy opponent now.
And Sean, that I guess brings us to the second question, which is always one of the depth of some of these Turkish teams. And until we have the validation of, of a deep run, of an upset story, I don't think we'll ever really be able to answer that. But certainly today, I mean, again, Mr. Fallen, what a performance from him on the second map.
Yeah.
Kiwi as well, cracks, I mean, some of the real heavy hitters for FUT stepping up when they needed it the most. When arguably, like I said, this one should have felt, start of bind, this should have felt like a walk in the park, considering.
Yeah, it certainly was a different beast altogether by the end of especially this map. We were watching dragged into OT.
Well, was just madness.
You don't see that sort of stuff very often. I mean, if you're going to talk about it from Carpe's perspective as well, individuals on FUT alone are some of the sharpest there are. That Turkish aim is no joke.
Sure, and they love to swing.
Oh, they'll give you a fight. They'll give you a fight any day of the week. But if I'm not mistaken, we do indeed have an interview ready, so let's head down there now.
This time around, I am joined by Kiwi. After those two maps, they got very close, but you take the lead. And you are making history for FUT, as it is the first time that you guys make it into playoffs. This was a rematch as well against T1. So my first question for you is, how was it feeling for T1? Was it just that confidence that you were going to be able to take them down once again?
Öncelikle tebrik ediyorum. FUT adına gerçekten tarih yazdınız. Rövanşla ilgili bir soru soracağım. T1'a karşı daha önceden de oynamıştınız. Şimdi bir rövanş maçına çıktınız. Rövanş maçına çıkarken kendinize güveniyor muydunuz? Nasıl hissediyordunuz? Bu maça çıkarkenki düşünceniz neydi?
İlk maçı yendiğimiz için üzerimizde zaten bir hype vardı. Üstünlük kuracağımızı biliyorduk. İlk haritada kurduk ama bazı şeyleri yapamadığımız için comeback yedik ama kazanmasını bildik. Diğer haritada da aynı şekilde yine aynı şey comeback yedik ama yine düzelttik, fixledik hızlı bir şekilde. Rakibi yeneceğimizi biliyorduk.
We were already hyped having won against them in our previous match. We knew we would come out on top. In the first map, we had quite a lead, but we couldn't do some of the things we wanted to do, so we gave them the opportunity to come back, but we managed to close it out. The same thing happened on the second map as well, but we knew we would come out on top, and that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Also, thinking back about that run that you guys had in Masters Tokyo, what are some of the main things that you worked on since then and since you got eliminated to make sure that this was going to be a deeper run as you make it to playoffs?
Tokyo'dan döndükten sonra ne gibi hazırlıklar yaptınız ki burada böyle başarı elde edebildiniz ve en azından burada daha ileriye gidebilmek için Tokyo dönüşü neleri değiştirdiniz?
Disiplin ve uzun bir çalışma sürecimiz oldu. Bunların ikisini birleştirip güzel bir çalışmayla buraya hazırlandık. Şu anlık gayet güzel gidiyor. AG'ye kötü kaybettik ama bunun geri dönüşü olacak her zamanki gibi. Ne zaman döndüğümüzü biliyorsunuz zaten. Biz şu an her şey için hazırız. Şu an tek isteğim AG ile tekrardan karşılaşmak. Başka bir şey istemiyorum. Bu turnuvadan şu anda tek beklentim AG ile tekrar oynamak.
Süper. Well, the two main things are first discipline and a long training session. After we returned from Tokyo, those were the two things that we harnessed and worked most on. And the goal I have for this tournament is to make a deeper run and definitely face EG. The only thing I want is to face EG again and beat them. Come out on top against them.
That's going to be interesting if it ends up taking place. But so that connecting a little bit into you wanting to face EG and what is going to happen in playoffs, how are you feeling right now with the form of the team? Do you think this is a team that's going to take it one step at a time, make sure that you make it to the finals in that kind of scenario, or is it going to be you're ready to go in and to get and give it your all?
Şu anda takımın durumuyla ilgili neler hissediyorsun? Yapısıyla ilgili neler hissediyorsun? Yani böyle tek tek adım adım ilerleyip mi finale gideceksiniz yoksa her şeye hazırız mı diyorsun?
Şu an her şey hazır olduğu için adım adım gitmemiz lazım. Adım adım gitmeye devam edeceğiz. Şu an biraz taktik açısından sıkıntımız yok ama bazı durumlarda oyun içindeyken gerçekleştiremediğimiz ani kararlarda hata yapıyoruz. Bunu düzeltmemiz lazım sadece. Bunu düzeltirsek gayet güzel bir turnuva geçireceğiz.
I think we need to take it one step at a time. I mean, we are strong and we are ready for everything. In terms of tactically, I mean, we don't have anything, we don't lack anything. But in terms of execution, sometimes we think of some stuff, but we cannot execute them during the maps. If we get clear on those things, I think we can make a better run. We're ready.
We cannot wait to see more of you, Kiwi, and more of FUT. Once again, give it up for Kiwi after that win. As we send it back to you guys. Thanks so much, guys.
Oh, what a moment this is for FUT, for Turkish Valorant, and for these players. Let's not forget, last year in 2022, they had 0 chances of even making it to Champs because they were playing Tier 2 Valorant. They were grinding through VRLs. They weren't playing main VCT at all. And then this year, they don't just make it to Champs, but they make it to playoffs. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, and also to add, Maj has been the only player on the roster from the beginning, and he is the one that finally gets to take them into playoffs at an international event. In general, having a great showing at an international event must mean so much to these players after grinding year after year after year. And they finally got their opportunity today, and they seized the moment. Great play out of all the players, and congratulations to FUT one more time. Phenomenal game out of them. Really.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal, I like that one.
It was indeed. The journey as well for these players, like you're mentioning, playing in Tier 2 in the VRLs, it's still mostly the same roster who won VRL, who made it into the EMEA leagues and then went on this massive run. They've been working so long for this as a team, and for Turkey as well, to finally have a team into the playoffs of a global event is such a massive moment. It was close with SMB almost 2 years ago now, but finally Turkey has another team, another opportunity to get representation deep into a global event.
Yeah, I believe that we called the SMB team the Turkish super team back then, but I think FUT, they have completely surpassed
this one
that.
is it.
If they get Alpha Year.
Yes, I mean, who knows? We might even get 4 Turkish teams in a grand final lifting a trophy. We've never seen it before. I don't want to look too ahead because that would be absolutely crazy. But however, we have had to say goodbye to T1. Again, Mimi, one of the teams that improved so much this year. Even making it here, I think, is a really, really big achievement for them.
Yeah, you talk about improvement, you talk about really improving throughout a year. T1 was exactly that. You compare the T1 who played today to the one who played at Locken, and it really is a world of difference for this squad. They made leaps in bounds, getting better, making it all the way to 3rd place in Pacific. But at these global events, unfortunately, they were just riddled with these close games, with mistakes in these tight matches that ended up with really tight games slipping away from them. Still, this is a team who is finally competitive again. It's been a long time since Korea. I mean, there really never were 2 Korean teams who could compete at a top level globally. And that is here now in T1. And I am hopeful for the future of this team. I mean, just look at Carpe as an individual, from really not looking kind of clueless at times in his first debuts on this roster to now acing out on the stage, keeping his team alive. Like, that journey is incredible for T1, even if it ends here for 2023.
Yeah, and to add, I, like you were saying, I think if you're a T1, you got to keep your head high because you did come into VCT 2023 with a new roster. You guys haven't played with each other before, and Carpe coming from another game as well, transitioning into Valorant. There's a lot. You were fighting an uphill battle, but like we're talking about, you guys made leaps and strides to improve, and you came so close to making the playoffs. But the future is looking bright for T1, especially if they can keep the roster, grind out through this offseason, kind of fix those little mistakes that were costing them in these matches. I think they'll be a great team in 2023.
for.
Oh yeah, what an IGL Zeta is as well. I don't think many people expected him, of all people, to be the breakout IGL here. With that said, day 7 of Champions is coming to a close, so let's take a look at our current bracket. I think the interesting thing here is, with Na'Vi getting eliminated, every single LCQ team, with the exception of Giants, are gone, Mimi. They're the last one standing. They could beat EDG tomorrow and be the only LCQ team to make it to playoffs.
I think that match is going to be so good. The first game between EDG and Giants was so much closer than I expected. And Giants' form this event has honestly been really strong. And on the other hand, EDG so close to beating Paper Rex. This team has continued to level up from making a miracle run happen at Tokyo to now, I think, being a favorite to make it out of the groups. But I expect them to be tested tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Giants versus EDG going into the rematch, we hear a lot of smack talk from the players too, right? So it's going to be a very exciting match to watch. Make sure you stay tuned for that one, because I'm looking on Twitter, I see people yapping at each other, and even on the stage here after they were winning. So that's going to be a insane rematch to watch. I think with Kong like popping off and playing phenomenally out of his mind, he might be able to take their team home into playoff, but we'll see, right?
And talk of trash talk, the second game tomorrow, NRG BLG, another insane rematch is going to be wild. We're going to have to learn, will Artis remember the duelist of BLG's name this time? He's going to have to if they play him again, if they lose again. That was the upset of the tournament already, so I'm sure NRG has a massive chip on their shoulder to come back and win it tomorrow. But for BLG, they know that they've done it before.
Well, as you guys heard now, we have 2 more games left here in the group stage. EDG versus Giants and NRG versus Bilibili. It was another incredible day of Champions, but it has come to a close. There is one more thing, though, to do. Check out these Prime Gaming post-day highlights, and we'll see you tomorrow. Just one best of 3 is standing in the way of playoffs, but there could only be one. For the other, between Loud and Na'Vi, it's going to be absolute heartbreaks by the end of today. I feel like this could be one of the most important games in all of these players' lives.
The spike planted, you see if there's any utility that's going to dump up on top of it. Zipan's going to get cleaned up. Kalantine gets both. How do Na'Vi find a way out from this? As it seems like Angel's going to be the late lurk, but Les is ready for it.
Maybe off the stun, maybe off a kill.
Yeah, Angel with 4. Zipan gets the last. Nightfall dropped. It's going to hit what? 1, 2? 2 members of Loud already down. Na'Vi, oh my gosh, they just got obliterated. Na'Vi somehow maintain control and take map 1. The rest of Loud towards A. Aspas is already out on site. He's going to have to turn that flash. They know where he is. Zipan cleans him up, and it's once again a slaughter. Les is going to do it on his own, isn't he? Meanwhile, Aspas joining in on it. Les with 2 on the round, the third around the wall. And yet again, Na'Vi crumbles.
I'm looking for the timing of these no commands and the lockdown. Sadak up close. He might have just ended the round right here without using anything. Look at him go.
Sadak with 4. We turn attention to Bind. But Angel pushing forward. Walking into his death as Les snaps onto 3, and the Loud crowd goes nuts. Na'Vi have gotten 2, but the hard work still left to do. 2-E's with 3! Onus on Loud to reestablish control. The nade to provide some cover, and they double swing into it. Aspas saves it. The best target they possibly could, and CNET scaling forward. He's taken over the site, he's taken over the round.
Nice, guys, insane. Good entry.
He ulted into the smoke.
With the judge, Les still trying to hold him back as Les gets 2. Xiao left alone as Les gets 3. The lead again for Loud. We've had the Thrilla in Manila, the Rumble in the jungle, the Slugfest in the Shrine goes the way of Loud.
This is a rematch where FUT came out on top last time, but there's no point dwelling on what happened there. As T1, they reinvented themselves since, they look great. What matters is what happens today. Elimination and playoffs is still on the line.
Looking for the follow-up, don't get it, Fallen's there, finds side player, but Kiwi's gonna go back for more Munchkin now! No! How does this keep happening to them? FUT falling a little flat here, they're gonna have to burst on this one. Munchkin is blind, but he's still so damn good! Big pickup from Munchkin, spots a 3rd, but he's got support here.
Let's go, guys! Let's go!
Let's go! Another chance for FUT. but it's still a 3v3, rifle in the hands of Mosh. Wait, Sire player, can you save him? No, and it is so close yet so far. 13-10, the final result on map 1, but T1 almost had him. They start to flood the site. Can Mosh stay alive? He absolutely can, with the support of his friends. Look at this, it's a complete feed filled with just FUT names. Not so easily left to hand. Mosh almost making a mistake. Oh, Carpe! Tries to stand, tries to fight, and he succeeds. Takes down Sire player, finds a new angle, finds another. Oh, he keeps going! Carpe and Munchkin in such an uphill battle with 20 seconds though. But Moj moves closer. Oh, Carpe!
Can you believe it?
What a time to come alive for T1! Oh, the lineup falling. Oh man, this guy's good, but this might be a little too far. And FUT, the first Turkish team to make it this far in these tournaments, but my God, T1 pushed them the whole distance.